department disputes that, saying Serrano died after being taken to a local hospital. They also say there were signs of drug overdose. Several investigations are underway after a man was shot by an L.A. County Sheriff's deputy during a foot chase last night in Norwalk. He's reported in fair condition following the incident that started when deputies tried to pull over his car because they thought he was driving recklessly and might be drunk. Instead of stopping, the man sped off before getting out a few minutes later, running and trying to get away. And deputies finally got him in hot pursuit. At some point, that deputy wound up shooting him twice. Authorities say they found a gun at the scene, but it's not clear yet whether the man ever showed that gun. United effort now being mounted by the County of Los Angeles to stop one of the largest unreported crimes from happening every day. It's wage theft.
The new L.A. County Wage Theft Task Force involves the Sheriff's Department, the County Office of Immigrant Affairs, the District Attorney's Office, with the backing of organized labor groups. Sheriff Alex Villanueva says new studies show thousands of people are victimized every week by employers who cheat them out of legitimate pay.
Each week alone in this county, $28 million is stolen in wages from our families. That's $28 million. Research also found that each year in LA County, wage theft totals about $1.35 billion a year.
Under this unified strategy, the task force will investigate wage theft allegations, and if a court rules in the workers' favor, sheriff's deputies will serve the employers with court orders. The DA's office can go ahead and file criminal charges, and the County Office of Immigrant Affairs can assist those who are not U.S. citizens. In downtown L.A., Pete Demetrio, KNX 1070 News Radio.
It's 3:20. Checking your money, here's Greg Jarrett.
Hotels are scrambling to make sure they survive the pandemic. Ritesh Agarwal, founder and group chief executive officer of rapidly expanding Oyo Hotels and Homes, says the hospitality industry is one of the three industries hardest hit by the pandemic.
Especially the movie outgoing industry having been impacted more than us, or probably aviation.
The U.S. hotel industry closed 2020 with a whopping 1 billion empty rooms for the year, something Sam Zell, Equity Group Investments chairman and founder, says will be almost impossible to come back from.
I think we'll see a lot of hotels that basically can't reopen.
Many hoteliers are trying to come up with campaigns to make them different. For Oyo, it's being clean.
Sanitized before your eyes.
For the 21C Hotel in Lexington, Kentucky, it's capitalizing on its role in the Netflix hit Queen's Gambit by making a room into a set from the show with a larger-than-life chessboard suspended from the ceiling.
It's an entire world of just 64 squares.
The room is mostly available for the next few months.
We check your money at 20 and 50 after each hour. I'm Bloomberg's Greg Jarrett for KNX 1070 News Radio.
And coming up in just about 2 minutes from now, they're opening Catalina Island once again.
My dog's health is too important to feed him some highly processed burnt brown kibble. That's why I've switched to the Farmer's Dog. It's real food, cooked fresh, and delivered right to my door. The Farmer's Dog meals are made from fresh meat and veggies, plus they worked with top vets to create a complete and balanced meal for your dog. It's also pre-portioned so you don't have to worry about under or overfeeding, and it's just a simple way to give your dog a better diet. Start your trial today by going to thefarmersdog.com and you'll save 50% off plus free shipping. That's thefarmersdog.com.
Hey, it is Stryker, and Pacifico Beer wants to remind you winter adventure is out there. There's tons of snow in the mountains, and our beaches are beautiful as ever. So grab some friends, some Pacificos, and discover this amazing SoCal winter. Pacifico comes in all shapes and sizes, so when you're outdoors, grab one to go or enough to go around. From the snow to the beach, Pacifico Beer wants you to get outside and always live life anchors up. Cheers.
Pacifico is imported by Crown Imports, Illinois. Please drink responsibly.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions, and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
Are you still driving around with that check engine light on? AMCO will read and report the trouble codes on your vehicle for free. Call them today.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands, even tens of thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-730-2885. 800-730-2885. 800-730-2885.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
323. Catalina Island reopening many of its hotels, restaurants, and tourist activities this holiday weekend. The Catalina Express starting up its full range of trips. Much of the island has been closed over the past several months because of the pandemic. And Catalina Island Company Chief Executive Jeff Rusak tells KNX, downtime, it's nothing new.
Island residents and the commercial shop owners are very resilient. Catalina, often in the winter, becomes very quiet, and so they store up the nest egg for the summer months.
Said no shops or restaurants closed permanently, and masks are going to be required along with social distancing. Valentine's Day tomorrow. No one knows what's going to happen as far as, it's a pandemic. You're not supposed to get close to each other, right? Well, one expert says love during a pandemic is okay.
For couples who live together and dining out isn't an option, Dr. Diana Wiley, author of the fitting book, Love in the Time of Corona, says, be creative at home.
Bring out your candles and china and fresh flowers, dress up for dinner.
Dr. Diana tells KNX if you're just not feeling Valentine's Day because you've been cooped up with your partner during the pandemic, talk about it. She says couples who live apart have to be creative too because they can't touch.
And that's really a problem. But you can acknowledge that problem over Zoom and say, I can't wait to touch you.
Or she advises meet up outside, hold hands on the beach, park, maybe pick.
Republicans joined every Democrat in voting to convict Mr. Trump, but it wasn't enough to find him guilty. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell voted to acquit, but says he detests the former president's words that incited the violence.
Former President Trump's actions preceded the riot were a disgraceful dereliction of duty.
In a statement, Mr. Trump said, this has been yet another phase of the greatest witch hunt in the history of our country. No president has ever gone through anything like it. CBS News Special Report, I'm Lisa Mateo.
The New York investigation into former President Trump's financial dealings is widening. Prosecutors are looking into loans Trump took out against his signature property, Trump Tower, and other holdings. Trump reportedly has borrowed $280 million against 4 buildings in Manhattan. More than 9,400 new coronavirus cases are reported in California, along with 433 deaths. Statewide, nearly 6 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine have been given. Meantime, it'll be very hard again for people to get first doses of COVID-19 vaccines in L.A. County in the week ahead, with most of the limited supply being reserved for residents who are due for their second shots. In fact, only second doses will be available until further notice at any of the county's 5 big vaccination mega sites and sites run by the city of L.A. and other local governments. They're going to focus on second shots, too. But at least some first doses should be available at other locations, that's healthcare centers and pharmacies. As many as 6 million more Californians will become eligible for COVID-19 vaccinations next month under a revised priority list released by state health officials. Starting on March 15th, the shots will be available to anyone between the ages of 16 and 64 who has various health conditions that put them at special risk if they get the virus. Those conditions include some cancers, severe kidney disease, serious type 2 diabetes, and sickle cell. The new list also includes disabled people, which is welcome news to Judy Mark, who heads up the group Disability Voices United. She tells CBS 2 the state should have given them higher priority a long time ago.
To us, it makes absolutely no sense to vaccinate a healthy 60-year-old in front of a person with a disability who has a very high risk of dying from COVID, who may be 45.
New eligibility list also includes pregnant women. You can find the complete list rundown on our website at knx1070.com. An elderly woman has died immediately after receiving her COVID vaccine. She had just received her shot at Cal Poly Pomona at a site run by Kaiser. She was sitting in the observation area when she complained of discomfort. The woman then lost consciousness. Paramedics could not revive her. The family of the 78-year-old woman said she did have a history of heart problems. Are you a parent with a kid at home struggling with distance learning? Are you okay sending them back to school just yet?
The Friday announcement from Centers for Disease Control that schools can reopen safely, especially for younger students, caught a lot of people by surprise.
Most school outbreaks are the result of breaches in mask wearing.
Some people have wanted to hear this for a long time, others skeptical, and the CDC's new director tried her best to explain the science behind the thinking.
I've heard from many parents who are so very worried about sending their kids back. So we're really trying to just not get into the emotion of it, but to provide the scientific basis for how it can be done safely.
It was fascinating as reporters quizzed her on a number of topics, especially about her autonomy on arriving at this conclusion.
We have presented guidance to the White House so that they knew what we were planning, but they have not reviewed my remarks.
The top two safety concerns for her are making sure everybody, students, teachers, staffers, are wearing masks and that everybody remains 6 feet apart. Craig Figner, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Coming up in just about 3 minutes, street dining. It's back on in some places. Right now it is 3:35, however, and that means traffic and weather together. Every 10 minutes on the fives, here is Tim Greenwood.
Okay, on the 405, a couple problems. One of them is right there on the corner in, they're going to say it at the corner of Valley View, so we'll say at the north edge of Seal Beach. 405 south at Valley View, a stalled out car up against the center divider. Also, the other way around, we have a report of a car stalled as well. So we'll find out which one is true. Either way you slice it, 405 near Seal Beach or 405 at the 22 split. Looks like most of the backup would favor the crash being on the south side. Has you jammed back to the 605. Other traffic in the neighborhood. 91 has had several problems this afternoon through Santa Ana Canyon. Now it's just heavy west from the 71 over to the 55 with no new crashes. Northbound on the 15 coming out of Temecula and the Temescal Valley, a crash just north of Temecula has freed up, and now that bunch of traffic is heading north into Corona where it hits the 15. 405 south at Skirball Center Drive, a two-car crash in lanes has cleared, and now that bunch of traffic is making its way down the west side in LA. 110 south at 8th Street downtown, the crash has cleared, and that stretch is beginning to recover. Northbound 5 through the Grapevine is looking good. Northbound 15 through Cajon Pass slows down just past the 215 merge, and 5 southbound is jammed out of Orange County to Oceanside. From San Clemente to Oceanside, there were 2 crashes down there, and it's really slowing down your drive. Next traffic report, 345. With more traffic reports more often, I'm Tim Greenwood in the Prime Choice Funding 24-hour traffic center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Well, we are under a wind advisory, so let's turn to our Weather Channel meteorologist Jeff Eno to talk about that.
Winds will finally start to die down by Sunday night. Until then, hold on to your hats. Wind advisory 3 p.m. until noon Sunday. LA County coast, including downtown, and also the Orange and San Diego County coast, gusts to 45 miles per hour possible. But it is a high wind warning until noon Sunday for the LA, Ventura, San Bernardino, Riverside, and San Diego County mountains, Apple and Lucerne valleys, San Diego County deserts, and we could see gusts to 70 miles per hour. I'm Jeff Eno, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Checking a few temperatures for you. Right now in Cerritos, it is 63 degrees. Huntington Beach at 62. In Santa Monica, 61. And now 64 in Woodland Hills at 337. High winds, that's what we're facing. And that will, as you heard Jeff say, be around for till tomorrow about noon. Street dining is back, at least in one beach city.
Oh, the buttermilk biscuits are to die for. Always.
Here in Manhattan Beach, dozens of independently owned restaurants line the streets around the pier. The problem? Not enough sidewalk seating. So the city has put up barriers on 2 blocks of Manhattan Avenue and turned it into street dining.
She had the steak and eggs and she had the Benedict.
These are all locally owned places, and I think everyone has a vested stake in them doing well, and it's very much a family atmosphere. So it makes it nice to be able to support them and be out here and enjoy like where we live in the nice weather.
The locals think it's great. As for the traffic detour,
I feel that they have ways of getting around it. I mean, there's Ocean Drive down below, there's Highland up there, Manhattan Beach Boulevard, 12th Street. I mean, it's really contained right here.
These women were visiting from Long Beach looking for a place to eat.
I do think if there's going to be this many people open or around and things are going to be open, I do think that like walking around masks should be on.
The only problem locals saw is many of the restaurants not on this block are still hurting due to lack of seating, which means lack of business. In Manhattan Beach, Emily Valdez, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Organizers of the Recall Newsom 2020 movement say they've gathered 1.5 million signatures on their petition. If valid, that would be more than enough to put the issue on the ballot next year. For now, organizers say they're going to keep asking to sign the petition until the March 17th deadline. Going down, we're not talking about an elevator. We're talking about the job approval ratings of California's senior senator.
35%. Just 35% of registered voters here tell a Berkeley IGS poll they approve of the way Senator Dianne Feinstein is doing her job in the U.S. Senate.
You can't help but look at the news about what is going on with California in COVID, and in particular what is going on with Black and Brown communities suffering disproportionately of this. I think that is also part of what is coming to the head right now.
UC Berkeley's Christina Mora.
Anyone really who has an establishment position is vulnerable, and we saw that as well.
Within the Democratic Party, Feinstein's approval ratings, according to the poll, are down 17% from 2018. Charles Feldman, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Quick car crash in Burbank, the 134 east at Olive, blocking the two right lanes. We'll check it out for you in 4 minutes. It's 3:41.
Small business owners don't have the patience for nonsense, especially when it comes to their internet provider. They want the best services for the best price. Simply put, that's Spectrum Business. They give you great value, zero nonsense. Just call 855-872-5588. You'll get fast, reliable internet and phone with no contracts and no hidden fees, all for a price that could cut your bill in half. Spectrum Business. Call today, 855-872-5588.
Well, hello, handsome. What are you doing here at Stater Brothers Meat Counter on Valentine's Day?
A better question, who might those chocolate-covered strawberries be for?
Well, who might those roses be for?
Well, I had a little something in mind. Want to help me pick out a bottle of wine?
Ooh, filet mignon? Wine? Looks like you two are going to have a nice evening.
Oh, we're going to have the best Valentine's Day
ever.
Cheers from Stater Brothers Markets.
Seems like you can't change the channel these days without another celebrity pitching you a credit card, mortgage company, or big bank. We don't have any celebrities talking about us, but we do have stars. Thousands of them. From our fans on Yelp, Google, and Facebook. And we didn't have to pay them millions of dollars. We just had to provide better rates and terrific service over and over and over again. So while celebrities think you should try one more mega bank, we encourage you to listen to the stars that matter. They're just a search away. Logix. Smarter banking.
Logix Smarter Banking is a registered trademark of Logix Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Logix is an equal housing lender, NMLS ID 503781. Logix membership required.
For limited time, Logix is offering 10,000 reward points when you spend $1,000 on your Platinum Rewards MasterCard. Restrictions may apply. Call 888-97-LOGIX or visit logixbanking.com/points for details.
Lady A here for Profile by Sanford.
Life's pretty full these days.
Rehearsing, performing, and balancing family.
I need a nutrition plan that's easy to follow.
I need one-on-one nutrition coaching.
I need a plan to keep up my energy.
Profile is transforming lives with one-on-one nutrition coaching and a customized plan.
Nearly 200,000 people have found their Profile plan, and we found ours.
Profile has a plan for you at profileplan.com.
That's profileplan.com.
Dinner. Highly processed, burnt brown kibble. So much for the beautiful pictures of fresh salmon and roast chicken on the bag. Make the switch to the Farmer's Dog. Pet food that looks and smells like real food because it is. The Farmer's Dog delivers pre-portioned, vet-approved meals right to your door. So your dog gets the nutrients they need from fresh meat and veggies, not processed fillers and starches. Visit thefarmersdog.com and you'll save 50% on your first box plus free shipping. That's thefarmersdog.com. Long live dogs.
Oh, thank you. That means so much to me.
That's the sound of Bill getting a random act of helpfulness. We just told him the helpful Honda dealers were paying for gas for his wife's frequent hospital trips, and we can help you too with a great deal on a Honda, like the CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, two of the vehicles that made Honda KBB.com's best value brand for 2020. Visit SoCalHondaDealers.com to find the helpful Honda dealer near you. Bill is a real person and was paid to be on the radio based on 2020 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book. Visit KBB.com for more information.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
And AMCO offers payment plan options for almost any credit situation, so it's easier than ever to fix it fast and pay it off slow.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands, even tens of thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-730-2885. 800-730-2885. 800-730-2885.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Around the clock, the News Watch never stops.
Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station.
KNX 1070 News Radio. Depend on us.
3:45, I'm Bob Brill. Stories coming up. A new variant of the coronavirus is now in 18 states.
Millennials are changing the luxury housing market. That story's coming up in 5 minutes when Bloomberg checks your money.
6 million Californians have received the COVID-19 vaccine. Those stories coming up in the next 15 minutes. But first, traffic and weather together. Every 10 minutes on the fives. Let's check in with Tim Greenwood.
It is now a SIG alert in Rowan Heights, 60 eastbound at Fullerton Road. 3-car crash, one overturned. They are blocking the 3 left lanes now, and that backup starts at Hacienda Boulevard. 134 east at Olive in Burbank, an injury crash blocking the right lanes, so only the carpool and the number 1 lane right next to it is open. 605 freeway northbound at Peck Road. We had a 2-car crash. Somebody hit a trailer hitch and caused all the trouble. Now that bunch of traffic is past that incident and moving north toward the 10 is why things are jammed up. South on the Hollywood Freeway at Benton Way, looks like a truck pulling a trailer not quite out of lanes, so clogging up the right lane, and traffic is slow from the Hollywood Freeway exit. 405 south at Olympic, a single car hit the center divider and landed back in the middle lane with a broken axle. Traffic is slow from the 10. Sepulveda Pass, things are improving, where earlier we had a crash at the top of the hill. Slow out of Sherman Oaks past the 101. And then slow again past that crash we just chatted about. Really slow on the southbound 5 out of San Clemente all the way to Camp Pendleton, with crashes in Carlsbad that have caused the problem. There were 2, then there were 2 more. They're all clear now. So if you're sitting in that, it will begin to move now. Next traffic report at 3:55. With more traffic reports more often, I'm Tim Greenwood in the Prime Choice Funding 24-hour traffic center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Look for partly to mostly cloudy skies on Saturday afternoon with temperatures in the 60s from the coast to the valleys, upper 50s in the high desert, and 40s in the mountains. There is a slight chance of rain and snow showers up in the higher elevations, but the big weather story today will be strong north to northwest winds across the region. We do have a wind advisory in place as well as a high wind warning. That warning is in effect for the Antelope Valley, the Apple and Lucerne Valley, as well as the mountain communities, which could experience gusts up to 65 miles per hour. Look for temperatures to stay in the 60s to start the week, and then some areas warming into the 70s by the middle and end of the week. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecasts, I'm CBS 2 meteorologist Alex Biston for KNX 1070 News Radio.
Currently, we're looking at Laguna Niguel, where it's 65 degrees. Norwalk now at 63. And Granada Hills at 62. And along the coast in Redondo Beach at 61 at 347. Cases of the coronavirus strain first seen in L.A. in July have now been detected in at least 18 other states, D.C., and 6 other countries.
It's spreading quickly, and researchers at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center say travelers from California are probably to blame. The variant, known as Cal-20C, now accounts for close to half of the new cases in Southern California. More research is needed to determine whether it's more dangerous and whether it's resistant to the vaccines currently available. Jasmine Plummer, Associate Director of Cedars-Sinai's Genomics Core, says it probably is more contagious. But it's unclear whether the variant was a driving force in the surge that started in early November. She notes it really did start to spread over the holidays.
Hence, opportunity to kind of start to move amongst people. And we know cases rose, but now cases are coming down and Cal 20C is still prevalent. So I think it's a reflection likely of our behavior.
Among the places where Cal 20C has been found abroad, Australia, Denmark, Singapore, and the UK. Claudia Pescuta, KNX 1070 News Radio.
A new unified task force has been assembled to focus on a crime that costs workers in LA County more than $1 billion a year.
The crime is wage theft. It happens to regular frontline workers, recent immigrants, and undocumented workers alike. State Labor Commissioner Lilia Garcia-Bauer says the task force concept reinforces the DA's office authority to do criminal investigations, and the role of the sheriff has been greatly expanded.
The sheriff is putting his authority behind recovering these judgments and prioritizing the execution of these judgments.
This is far more than just the authority to deliver court orders to an employer who's been found to be cheating his workers.
Our joint enforcement actions will focus particularly on enforcement levies on commercial property and executing till taps.
In addition, organized labor will play a role, pushing hard in their memberships and immigrant communities to report wage theft whenever and wherever it happens. In downtown L.A., Pete Demetrio, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Sacramento lawmakers are being asked to consider a bill that would crack down harder on drug dealers who sell the powerful opioid fentanyl to kids and young adults. It was introduced by State Senator Melissa Melendez of Lake Elsinore, who has named the measure Alexandria's Law to honor a young Inland Empire woman who died from an overdose of the drug. It's been a sharp spike in fentanyl-related deaths across California over the past year. And among other things, the new bill would open the door to murder charges against dealers who supply it to people and then who die of that overdose. It's 3:50. Checking your money, and here's Jessica Summers.
Millennials are shaking up the luxury housing market. Many are choosing to purchase multi-million-dollar homes as first-time buyers.
It's really this generation that has generated so much of the wealth creation of our last decade. And so we're seeing them enter the market.
That's Sotheby's International Realty Chief Marketing Officer Brad Nelson. He says millennials are willing to pay up for homes with features that better align with their lifestyles.
More elaborate amenities that are designed for entertaining. They might be looking for a home that specifically has sustainability or wellness features, solar packages, etc.
Sotheby's says these preferences will influence the direction of the high-end housing market, but millennials may not find their dream homes so easily. More remote working has pushed up housing demand in some areas, limiting the number of homes on the market.
This race to purchase additional homes that have these quarantine-friendly features has really taken a lot of the inventory off the market.
From Bloomberg Business, I'm Jessica Summers for KNX 1070 News Radio.
Coming up, we'll take a look at Valentine's Day during a pandemic. It is 3:51. We'll check it out in 2 minutes.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might miss out on these once-in-a-lifetime rates. So take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 2.25 rate and APR with no closing costs on a 15-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Lennox Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you've refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. Whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we can do them all with no closing costs. This amazing 2.25 rate and APR won't last long, and our new Fast Track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind.
Licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. NMLS number 3304. Non-all loans apply. Equalizing lender. Visit us at LennoxHomeLoans.com or call for additional cost information. Other restrictions apply. Rates subject to change.
Are you dreaming of a new kitchen? There's no better place for kitchen cabinetry than the Kitchen Store in Culver City. Everything in their 7,000 square foot showroom is on sale right now. They've been in business since 1965, and they'll meet or beat any price, including those big box home stores. Get no payments, no interest financing for up to 12 months. Schedule your free, private, COVID-safe showroom consultation today by calling 310-KITCHEN. That's 310-KITCHEN or visit 310kitchen.com.
Small business owners don't have the patience for nonsense, especially when it comes to their internet provider. They want the best services for the best price. Simply put, that's Spectrum Business. They give you great value, zero nonsense. Just call 855-872-5588. You'll get fast, reliable internet and phone with no contracts and no hidden fees, all for a price that could cut your bill in half. Spectrum Business. Call today, 855-872-5588.
354 at KNX 1070. Well, so many traditions have been upturned by COVID-19. Now there's a new survey that finds Valentine's Day is right in the mix.
Consumers exhausted by the COVID-19 pandemic aren't reaching as deep into their Valentine's Day wallets as they did last year.
About $165 on average, down from last year when consumers planned to spend over $190.
The National Retail Federation's Catherine Cullen says for many, a romantic night out is out. At home is in.
Cooking something, baking a special treat, or ordering from a local restaurant.
Stephen Kaufman, CBS News.
2022 Super Bowl, just a big event that maybe, well, he is coming to L.A. next time, and that is coming up about a year from now. With preparation, it's already underway.
2022 is going to be a big year for high-profile sporting events here in L.A. President and CEO of the L.A. Sports and Entertainment Commission, Kathy Schlossman, telling KNX.
We have the Major League Soccer All-Star Game coming this summer. We'll have the Super Bowl in February of 2022. We have the Major League Baseball All-Star Game at Dodger Stadium in summer of 2022. We have the College Football Playoff National Championship at SoFi Stadium in January of 23. We have WrestleMania coming in 23.
Schlossman saying it's more than just the game. It's the many events and opportunities around the game that's available for local business, adding that a Super Bowl can bring in from $300 to $500 million of economic impact to the host city. Randy Cardoon, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Top of the hour, the latest as senators and congresspeople speak out in the aftermath of the acquittal of Donald Trump in his second impeachment trial. That coming up at 4 o'clock. Right now it's 3:55. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. Here's Tim Greenwood.
405 northbound at Cherry in Long Beach, car blocking the carpool lane. They're going to run a break to get him clear out of your way. 210 east at Maclay, just before the 118, a bicycle dropped in lanes. Monterey Park 10 west at the 710 south, 2 cars off to the right side, and the fire department blocking the 2 right lanes. SIG alert in Rowland Heights 10 eastbound at Fullerton. 3 right lanes blocked, only the carpool and number 1 lane open for regular traffic. 405 south at Olympic, now clear downtown. Traffic recovering. Next traffic report, 405. With more traffic reports more often, I'm Tim Greenwood in the Prime Choice Funding 24-hour traffic center, KNX 1070 News Radio.
In the middle of a wind advisory, it'll last until about noon tomorrow afternoon, and partly cloudy as far as what we've had all day today, but now with the winds kicking in, things are going to clear up quite a bit. We'll have highs in the 60s, but that's about it. Overnight lows in the 40s and 50s, and clear skies tomorrow. Currently in East Los Angeles, 78, 62 in Universal City, and Burbank, 66 at 3:57.
Well, hello, handsome. What are you doing here at Stater Brothers Meat Counter on Valentine's Day?
A better question, who might those chocolate-covered strawberries be for?
Well, who might those roses be for?
Well, I had a little something in mind. Want to help me pick out a bottle of wine?
Ooh, filet mignon? Wine? Looks like you two are going to have a nice evening.
Oh, we're going to have the best Valentine's Day
ever.
Cheers from Stater Brothers Markets.
Seems like you can't change the channel these days without another celebrity pitching you a credit card, mortgage company, or big bank. We don't have any celebrities talking about us, but we do have stars. Thousands of them. From our fans on Yelp, Google, and Facebook. And we didn't have to pay them millions of dollars. We just had to provide better rates and terrific service over and over and over again. So while celebrities think you should try one more mega bank, we encourage you to listen to the stars that matter. They're just a search away. Logix. Smarter banking. Logix Smarter Banking is a registered trademark of Logix Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Logix is an equal housing lender, NMLS ID 503781. Logix membership required.
For limited time, Logix is offering 10,000 reward points when you spend $1,000 on your Platinum Rewards MasterCard. Restrictions may apply. Call 888-97-LOGIX or visit logixbanking.com/points for details.
My dog's health is too important to feed him some highly processed burnt brown kibble. That's why I've switched to the Farmer's Dog. It's real food cooked fresh and delivered right to my door. The Farmer's Dog meals are made from fresh meat and veggies, plus they worked with top vets to create a complete and balanced meal for your dog. It's also pre-portioned so you don't have to worry about under or overfeeding, and it's just a simple way to give your dog a better diet. thefarmersdog.com, and you'll save 50% off plus free shipping. That's thefarmersdog.com.
AMCO presents Bet You Didn't Know.
Bet you didn't know that your car's transmission is made up of 800 pieces. Also, bet you didn't know that AMCO's fixed over 40 million transmissions and that AMCO offers a nationwide warranty.
Are you still driving around with that check engine light on? AMCO will read and report the trouble codes on your vehicle for free. Call them today.
That's AMCO, AA, MCO.
The news you need.
From the station you trust.
Live from the IntelliLoan Borrow Smart Studios.
Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station.
KNX, KRTH FM HD2 Los Angeles.
KNX 1070 News Radio.
Depend on us.
Top local story, California's coronavirus numbers holding steady, and a new message, a group of people will be eligible for the vaccine. Megachurch cancels plans for a potential super spreader event. I'm Bob Brill. These stories plus traffic every 10 minutes on the 5s, coming up in 5 minutes after CBS covers the world at 4 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Lisa Mateo. The Senate has acquitted Donald Trump in his second impeachment trial, despite a number of Republicans siding with Democrats.
It was a majority.
Mr. Burr, guilty.
But it wasn't a 2/3 majority. Richard Burr, one of 7 Republican members voting for guilt. Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell voted not guilty, but then afterwards said,
"There's no question, none, that President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of the day."
McConnell said his not guilty vote was because Mr. Trump's now a private citizen, which led Democratic House Manager Joaquin Castro to say,
"The defendant, President Donald John Trump, was let off on a technicality."
For Mr. Trump, acquittal, but not vindication. Steve Futterman, CBS News.
Federal health officials have drawn up a blueprint for reopening schools. More from CBS's Michael George.
The CDC issued guidelines on what schools are safe to reopen and what age group of students can return to the classroom. But like much of the pandemic response, expect data and science to drive how, when, and if a child can attend school.
Officials add that vaccinating teachers should be a priority, but not a prerequisite. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson wants to ensure equal global distribution of COVID-19 vaccines. Johnson will host a virtual meeting of G7 leaders next week. President Biden is expected to attend. Winter weather pounding the Pacific Northwest.
Widespread power outages in the Portland area. Andrea Platt with Portland General Electric says over 235,000 customers were without power Saturday afternoon. And with more weather expected on the way,
outages could be extended for 48 hours or more.
Platt says the company is working hard to combat what she calls a historic storm.
Crews right now out working on more than 1,200 downed power lines.
In Central Oregon, crews are working hard to clear snow as it continues to fall in the region.
Days are blurring together. We got a couple-hour nap last night.
Blake Allen for CBS News, Portland, Oregon.
An automaker reaches a settlement.
The faulty ignition switches in some General Motors vehicles led to at least 124 deaths and 274 injuries nationwide. The vehicles would lose power and just stop. In 2014, more than 9 million vehicles were recalled by GM as part of a more than $5.7 million settlement with California. GM does not admit any wrongdoing. Feds say the automaker knew about the faulty switches in 2005, but failed to report it until 2014 and hid the problem from investors. The reason California sued is because its largest pension system lost millions of dollars in GM stock. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
This is CBS News.
You can listen to CBS News Radio 24 hours a day, 7 days a week